What up YouTube, Topaz Yates back for another review, and this one is to that Ciara beauty marks, and I'm gonna give it the yellow light, man, because honestly, it's just a standard level quality of R&B. There's nothing really phenomenal about this project at all, and it just fits into who she has always been from the beginning, you did? Because Ciara has never been the type to have the phenomenal voice or anything like that, but what makes Ciara good is her work ethic, the fact that she can dance and she puts on a whole bunch of entertaining songs, but yet nothing super over the top outside of her catchy singles that people tend to run with. And she had one for this particular project as well, that Level Up, that definitely saw a bunch of rotation. As this project is the first project that she's had under her own imprint, and what she's calling her imprint Beauty Marks. So the title has multiple levels and multiple layers to it, as her own input, is she's probably getting promotion or distribution through Warner Brothers here. That's how Level Up got to be as big as it was, you dig? But the layers to Beauty Marks is ultimately, this project is more of a female empowerment project right here. And you can see it in the actual title song, Beauty Marks, where the basic concept of this one was talking about, okay, the scars, the pain, everything that she's been through. These are things that she could look at and be like, I don't like this about herself. But yet she come to realize that these are the things that made her who she is. These are ultimately her beauty marks that have molded her. And these are facts. And you can look at this as a whole bunch of people out here in the world today. All of the spoiled brats that got everything they wanted as kids, the people who never really had to fight to do anything in life, these are the ones who never really do much in life. It's always the people that was always on the bottom, that had to claw up from absolutely nothing, that was never given ultimate talent from God, that was never in the position to have cousins and people, uncles that were in the game, or somebody that can teach them to be somewhere, man. It's never them who are phenomenal. It's the people who actually are hungry. But yet, the people who have both actually end up being great as well. Like when you see a guy like Steph Curry. Steph Curry had a father who was a player and a coach who was definitely a sharpshooting three-point shooter. But when you look at Steph Curry's route in life, on how he didn't get recruited by any big schools, he never had the size in order to be a professional player, how he started out with all of the ankle injuries and all of that stuff, man. All of this on top of the fact that he was taught and had connections through the league and all that, that made him into the greatest shooter and one of the best NBA players of all time as we see him right now. You feel me? Like, it takes that. The next song that definitely shows off the female empowerment side of this project, man, would be like I Love Myself, where the first verse, she's breaking it down like, okay, I got to the point now that I know who I am and I'm going to embrace myself. I'm not going to continuously try to please other people. I'ma be me. And the second verse, she's all but justifying it. She's pretty much saying, this isn't vain. This isn't me being selfish right here. This is me doing what's best for me. And this is absolutely true what most people need to do. Like, you can't live your life trying to please everybody else. You feel me? There comes a point where you know who you are, you know the things that you're trying to go out here and be, you know the things that you want to do, and then you got to go and do you, because most people will never be satisfied with anything that you decide to do. Not your parents, not your friends, not your women, not anything. You feel me? So if you accept who you are and chase and pursue what you want, then everybody else is just going to have to go along for the ride. And she got Macklemore on this particular song right here, where he's going a bit more deeper on his own personal life here, where he's talking about himself raising these daughters that he has, and he's saying things like, I don't want Instagram to be able to tell my daughters what beauty actually is. But then he questions, how can I raise these daughters the right way and all of that, man, if I don't accept who I am, if I'm always out here drunk and intoxicated and not really doing what I need to do in order to be the best person and walking in the best positive light that I can. In which this is facts as well. Sadly, Macklemore is not lyrical enough to pull this off in a phenomenal way, but I like what he's saying here, because first things first, you got to understand who you are and love yourself and do what you need to do the right way in order to spread that love to everybody else around you. Because if you don't do that, then you're going to pass down all of your hatred. You're going to pass down all of this negative energy to everybody else around you. Now, sadly, there's only one song off this that I really like that I'm going to keep on my playlist, and that would be the Dose song, produced by Rodney Jerkins, where I love the energy of that production. I love everything she's trying to do with it. What the basic concept is, pretty much the amount of love that she'll give to somebody, she can only give you a small dose, and it's going to be way too much for the individual to handle, as you got to pick yourself up and all of that. Where everything about this joint was fire. But after this is just a bunch of typical stuff that you see in R&B albums and stuff, dude. Like, she goes into the Afro beat with the na-na and that Freak Me. Where that Freak Me, the hook is actually a Tiwa Savage. Where this is clearly where the music industry is at right now, where this is the fad. Everybody is trying to be on the international Afro beat stage and all of this stuff, dude. And a lot of cases, people just don't do it on the highest level possible, and that's exactly what this is here. Then you got your basic love songs that you find in R&B projects as well, man. Like the song Thinking About You, where the basic concept of this is talking about how she's up all night thinking about this individual, how this individual is on her mind all the time, and she's wondering what this person is doing all the time. And this is why women be crazy. You feel me? Because when you think about stuff like that, it often depresses you. And if that love isn't being brought back to you tenfold, then a lot of anger comes about. Another basic love song here would be that Trust Myself, where what she's pretty much saying here is she can't trust herself around her dude because she'll begin to do things that he wants to do, and she'll never know exactly where the love is going. And it's all in a positive aspect. So, I mean, I enjoyed it, but yet it wasn't anything miraculous. And then you got a song like Greatest Love, but this is overtly her dedication to Russell Wilson, who she's married to, and you can tell when she's saying things like, okay, how you took in my kid like it was yours and all of that stuff. Clearly, this is the person that she's talking about, as they did get married and all of that. So this is like a Valentine's Day-like vibe. Overall, I'm not going to say that this was a bad project. I mean, there was one song that I rather enjoyed. And I wouldn't say that any of these songs off this project were absolute garbage either, but yet nothing was super impressive to the point that I absolutely had to have it, except for that Dose. So overall, I'll give this joint, man, a 5 out of 10. One that's worth definitely listening to. There's a lot of pretty decent vibes here, but everything here has been done before. Nothing amazing, and a better singer could definitely take these songs and do much better with them. But she's definitely a solid entertainer, and this project is pretty decent entertainment, and which ain't that really what we're here to have. One good song, 5 out of 10, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there, and you can go to downloadpass.com, that's down there, to read today's article.